Marketing 4.1. This is just the introduction unit. Okay, so basically, let's start off with defining what marketing is. Marketing is just basically the processes of management you involve in order to anticipate, satisfy, and identify your customers' wants and needs. It's basically like you look at your customers, you have to find out what they want, what they need, and you have to make sure you find a way to fulfill that. That's a simplified version, I think. Marketing has very important roles in business, okay? Identifying wants and needs, like we said already. Conducting market research in order to help you do this, okay? Considering the P's, which we will come in on later, which is the 7 P's, and then earn a profit. I think this role over here, earn a profit, can be stemmed to about every single thing. It's either minimizing costs or earning profit, which is every single department of a business. So, when it comes to marketing, businesses usually tend to follow two different types when they go into making products or services. One is a market-oriented perspective, and then another is a product-oriented perspective. A market-oriented perspective is when you look into an existing market and fulfill the needs and wants of the customers in there. That basically means that when you're releasing a good or a service, you look at the market before you start designing a product. So if I was a business, I would see an up-and-coming market as the iPhone market. Then I would do research into the market, find out how to be a competitor there, and then go in. This is an outward way of looking, as you're looking out from your business into other markets. Now, the advantages of this is it gives you great flexibility, as you can adapt your product to whatever it wants to be in order to fit the exact needs and wants of customers in the market. And it's also a lower risk because you are targeting a market, you are fulfilling their needs, so technically they should be purchasing your products and they should be doing that. So it is a lower risk and you do get greater flexibility. But for the disadvantages of a market-oriented perspective, you need a lot of market research. There's high market research costs because if you're looking outwards into other markets first, you need to ensure you're picking the right market, and you need to ensure that the strategies you go into that market with are purely successful. So this requires extensive market research in order to make sure that your strategies, your implementations are all successful. Now, even though there is a low risk that comes with it, even though there's a low risk that comes with this, there is still no guarantee of success, because I did say technically it is expected that people come, but it depends. It kind of links to the first point, like your market research is very important. So if it's not sufficient enough, there's no guarantee of success, and customers still might shift to other people. Now, the other perspective is a product-oriented business. This, in literal terms, is a firm that focuses on making the product and then that they hope will be demanded by the market. Now, to simplify that, it's a business that makes a product first and then finds a market for it. Whereas the market-oriented one was you find the market and make a product tailored to the market. These product-oriented business, they manufacture their product first and then make their own market or try to find a market for them themselves. Now, an example you could do like the iPhone. When the iPhone first came out, revolutionary, there's no market. Steve Jobs had been very product-oriented, made his own market. And it's a very inward way of looking, because you're very dependent on your business products, your business practices, your business operations. So the advantages of this is that if you are orientated, your quality is assured. That's because you spend so much time making a good product, demanding a market to come, or hoping for a market to achieve. That ensures your quality is great and of high quality. Another one is you have a larger control over your operations because the product is entirely yours. Whereas in the market-oriented, you have to tailor your operations to what the market wants. But in a product-oriented business, You control exactly what your operations move like, which could help you save lots of costs, and it could help you shift business cultures and a lot more. However, your there's a lot of times where a product-oriented business that the market needs are ignored. That's because your product is so tailored for itself that you're not really doing research into finding out if that product fulfills markets. You're rather just trying to hope that some market fits in. People will come because of the product, not because of the market. And this, in turn, is very risky and comes with high risks. So far, yeah. Okay, so the second part for marketing 4.1, the intro, I'm gonna go into the idea of market share. Now, market share, this is quite a simple topic. If this comes up in your exams, you should be happy. Market share is just the percentage of a business's sales over the industry's market sales, or the industry's total sales. Or in literal terms, the percentage of a business's sales over the total sales of an entire market. This equation here, now I don't think they give this in your equation booklet, but it is common sense. You put your firm sale revenue over the market or industry sales revenue times by 100, and always use the percentage sign. You don't put the units, you don't get the marks. But very simple, yeah. Now, the importance of a market share is actually really important when it comes to marketing. Your market share first is a tool for recognizing your business growth, your business success. High market shares usually means you're being very successful, your strategies are successful. It's a good evaluating measure to see where your business is at. Another thing is that it gives you strong price setting abilities. If you hold 51% of the market share in an industry, you can set the price to basically whatever you want because you hold most of the customers. And then that just helps you determine your profits and losses even more. And then you are also less threatened by opposition when it comes to having greater market share. Because since you have this greater market share, you have more customer reliability and more security within yourself, where that you're less threatened by the opposition, that you can stay there. Now, when it comes to market share, the main thing is market growth and how you can grow your market share. Market growth is very simple. Once again, simple unit, simple topic. It's just the rate at which the market is increasing, or the rate at which your business in the market is increasing. So, once again, very common sense formula, I would say so. Current market size minus the original market size over the original market size times by 100. Don't forget this part. Times 100, add units. This is so important. But don't forget, you will lose marks. It's a very stupid way to lose marks. Now, market growth. Way to increase your market share, or to increase your market share, is just market growth, growing your market share. It comes in these ways. Firstly, brand promotion, the most obvious. You promote more, you'll try attract more customers, and then you'll try get more and more market share. Now, product development is again quite obvious. If you have a better product, your product is more liked by customers, it's better quality, more people will come and buy from you than other competitors, thus increasing your market share. Establishing intellectual property rights. This is a good way to increase market share, as it ensures you have the rights over properties that if other companies use, you will get those rights. You will get those market share. You will get those sales because it is yours and no one else can use it. Motivating and training your workforce. Fourth, this is a little indirect because it's the idea of forcing your employees to work harder and then aid in these aspects in order to increase your market share. And then if you use better distribution channels, such as like where you sell your products, okay? So if you're Coke and you stop storing in the 7-Elevens, you put in Welcomes, it's probably going to put it down a little bit because it's less accessible, which is why distribution channels are quite important for goods. Now, I'm pretty sure this part is HL only, so if you're SL, you can tune out. But market leadership, but this is quite a common sense as well. Market leadership is just basically the position of the business that has the largest market share within a given market, okay? And this is just like, okay, so let's say I'm in the soft drinks industry. Coke holds 51%. They are the market leaders. That's them. And then they come with quite a lot of benefits, and this is why most companies strive to become market leaders. Firstly, premium pricing. As a market leader, your products are deemed as the best because everyone is coming to you rather than everyone else. This gives you the opportunity to start premium pricing and help increase your cost. Additionally, you access economies of scale. Purchasing economies of scale, since you have large supply, large demand. Managerial economies of scale. So many of these economies of scale are accessible to you as your market leader now. And once again, helps you reduce your fixed costs. Third, you get longer product life cycles. This is because there's a lot. If you have more market share, you have a market leader, this makes your products be able to stay in markets for longer, and customers can keep coming back as they know it's reliable. Fourth, now this kind of sticks in with the economies of scale, but you get greater, like more favorable distribution terms. That's because as a market leader, you have stronger relationships with distributors, distribution channels, and then that can just help you, which once again is a form of economy of scale. Now, you also get greater publicity and brand exposure. As a market leader, that just comes with natural exposure. Coke holding 51, like in our specific example, Coke holding 51% of the market, that itself is a form of promotion, and that helps Coke without having to spend any costs on promotion. And 6, this once again links back to economies of scale. You can see that when it comes to being a market leader and market leadership, economies of scale is extremely advantageous for these guys because, once again, easy to recruit qualified employees because now you're such a big company. Individuals who come to work to you know that they have a sense of job security, which means more skilled workers want to come to you and ensure their job's there because they could potentially get higher pay, they could potentially get better promotional opportunities. So there's mostly, you can bust it down to economies of scale is extremely advantageous for market leaderships. And that's it.